Hello everyone, I am Shivam and in today's podcast we'll be talking about risk capacity, risk appetite and risk attitude. What is the difference between all of these terms? Many of you have often heard this word, this is beyond my capacity. What does this means? If I talk about risk capacity, so risk capacity says that it's a maximum level of risk which an organization should be exposed regarding its financial and other resources. So I'm saying it's a maximum. Say for example, I have 100 crore rupees with me. Now, if I want to invest this 100 crore rupees in some shares or stocks, so what will be my a maximum risk capacity, or what is my maximum capacity that I am gonna be losing this money is 100 crore rupees. Now, out of this 100 crore, I do not want that all the 100 crore rupees is gonna be destroyed, or all the 100 crore rupees is vanished within a day. So for that, I have an appetite which I have decided. So appetite is nothing but what? It's the amount and the type of risk which organization is willing to pursue or retain. It means it's a short-term willingness to take a risk. Say for example, I have 100 crore rupees with me, but I'm not willing that all the 100 crore rupees will be destroyed, or all the 100 crore rupees will be vanished. I am okay that if 1 crore rupees is destroyed, I'm fine with that, right? So that is a risk appetite for me. I'll give you one more example of a real life. Say for example, you can eat 10 chapatis, that is your risk capacity. But what is your willingness? What is your willingness at a point of time today ki how much chapati you are willing to eat? So I'm willing to eat only 2 chapati. So that is your risk appetite. Now, whenever the organization is taking any decisions, they are supposed to keep in mind what is the appetite of the organization when they are taking some of that. Why I'm saying this so? Because when you're taking some decision and it's going beyond your risk appetite, then it will definitely lead an organization to a troublesome position. And for that, what you need to do is you are supposed to do a risk management. So managing a risk will help an organization to bring the risk within its appetite, right? Now again, one more new word come is risk attitude. Now, what does the attitude means? Attitude is depends on the maturity stage of the organization. Attitude is like a behavior. It's not a short term behavior, it's a long term behavior. Whereas the risk appetite is a short term willingness to take a risk. Whenever we talk about the attitude, it's a long term perspective, right? And generally, the attitude is decided based on the maturity level of the organization. In our book, if you see, there are 3 types of attitude which organizations or a person have. One is risk averse, second is risk neutral, third is risk seeking. What does the risk averse person means? Risk averse person means that the person prefers that I should deal in some risk free asset. I'm not willing to take a risk. He's scared of. Risk seeking person is generally called as a risk aggressive person, is willing to take a risk. I'm okay to take, or I'm okay to invest in a riskier assets. And for the risk neutral person, it's fine with either of the both. He's okay with the risk free and also is okay with the riskier assets. Now, I said that the attitude of risk, or the attitude of the person or organization, depends on the maturity of the organization. Say for example, the organization is into the early stage, it's in a startup stage. The attitude will be an aggressive attitude. The person is willing to take a risk, and hence if he is investing in a higher riskier asset, then we can say that you can expect a higher return out of it, right? So people, those who invest in a startup nowadays, you have seen many of the people have invested in the startups, or many big corporates or organizations have invested in startups, so they expect a higher return. Why? Because their attitude is such that they have invested in a startup with intention to gain something. If the organization is in the maturity or decline stage, they are generally a risk averse person. So they are not willing to take a risk because they know that the already what was the profit which was available has been already wiped out. now there is no scope, or there is not much scope of earning a profit. So it doesn't make a sense to invest, or it doesn't make a sense to stay in a market and wait for a right profit to come, because the organization is already in maturity and decline stage, which states that the profits which was available has been wiped out. Now there is not a much scope of doing it, and hence the business organization has to see at which stage of the organization, or at which stage the product is into, and on the basis of that they need to take the decisions very wise. So there is one more term which comes with this terms of risk appetite, risk capacity, risk attitude, and there's one more term which is called as a risk tolerance. So risk tolerance is nothing but what? It's a deviation from the expected level of risk. And if you see at a multiple places, or multiple authors have given a different type of definitions for a risk tolerance, but generally I defined as a risk tolerance as a deviation from the expected level of risk. So say for example, I can say that how much the risk has been deviated from the expected level, or how much the risk has been deviated from my appetite level till the capacity. So if you see, we can draw a circle for risk appetite, risk capacity, and actual. So we generally try to ensure that our actual risk is within our risk appetite level. Since we are trying to keep our actual risk within our risk appetite, the reason is quite simple, because there might be a chances the appetite which we have measured, there might be a deviation from the expected amount, right? So we generally try to ensure that our actual risk is within our risk appetite. So it's better for our organization as well to keep their risk within their risk appetite. And if it is not, then you as a risk manager has to take care how we can bring this risk to our appetite level. So I hope this podcast is helping you out to understand a lot of new concepts, lot of new topics, right? So please do share with your friends, those who are studying risk management, and also do not forget to like this video so that this video reaches to the masses. Do let me know on which topic which you want to cover for the further podcast series, and stay connected, stay safe, study well. Bye bye. Take care.